Today's Bible story is the story the Israelites complained to Moses. What's that, Francis John? You wish you were back in your old house and I hadn't made you move here. Oh, why's that? There were more cupboards to store your honey pots in, and you can't get the honey you like best here, and everything tastes different, and everything is in a different place, and you have to share a different room now, and oh dear, Francis John, what a lot of complaints. In our Bible story today, we hear the complaints of God's people, the Israelites, that they made to Moses after he led them out of Egypt. Are you ready for our story today? The Israelites complained to Moses. It was 15 days into the second month after Moses had led God's people, the Israelites, out of Egypt, where they had been slaves, and through the Red Sea, that the Israelites started complaining. They complained to Moses and his brother Aaron. At least in Egypt we had plenty to eat, but now you've brought us out here into the desert to make us all die from hunger. Then God said to Moses, I will cause food to fall from the sky. This food will be for you all to eat. Every day the people should go out and gather the food they need that day. So Moses and Aaron said to the Israelites, Tonight you will see the power of God. You will know that God is the one who brought you out of Egypt. You have been complaining about us, and God has heard you. Maybe now we can have a little rest. Then Moses said, In the evening God will give you meat to eat, and in the morning you'll have all the bread you want. That evening flocks of quail came and filled the camp. In the morning, after the dew was gone, something like thin flakes of frost was on the ground. When the Israelites saw it, they asked each other, What is that? Because they did not know what it was. So Moses told them, This is the food that God is giving you to eat. God says each of you should gather a basket of what you need for everyone in your family. So this is what the Israelites did. Every morning the people gathered as much food as they needed. The people called this special food manna. It was like small white coriander seeds and tasted like thin cakes made with honey. The Israelites travelled all together from place to place as God commanded. They camped at Rephidim, but there was no water for the people to drink. So they turned against Moses and started arguing with him. They said, Give us water to drink. Moses said to them, Why have you turned against me? Why are you testing God? But the people were very thirsty, so they continued complaining to Moses. They said, Why did you bring us out of Egypt? Did you bring us out here so that we'd all die without water? So Moses cried to God, What can I do? God said to Moses, Take your walking stick and hit that rock with the walking stick, and water will come out of it. Then the people can drink. Moses did this, and the people had water to drink. Moses named the place Massah, which means testing, and Meribah, which means quarrelling, because this was the place that the Israelites turned against him and tested God. In our story, we heard how the Israelites forgot what God had done for them and complained to Moses that they didn't have enough food and then they didn't have water. Moses must have felt very sad that with all that he'd gone through, following God's plan to help the Israelites escape from being slaves in Egypt, that they didn't say thank you. Even though they complained, God cared for them by providing all the food and drink they needed while they were in the desert. I wonder, what is something you complain about? Is it fair to complain about it? You may like to close your eyes and think about that now. I'm going to say a prayer, and if you want to make it your prayer too, then please say amen at the end after me. Dear God, thank you for all the different things that you give me. Help me when I start to complain, to think whether I should be saying thank you instead. Amen. What's that, Francis John? You are sorry you really do like it here. You were just having a bad day and it's taking you time to settle into a new place. Oh, that's okay. I know what you mean. And can we visit some more places nearby so you get to know them better, especially where the honey shops are. I think we can. Well, thank you for joining us today for our story, The Israelites Complained to Moses. We look forward to you joining us again soon. Goodbye and God bless.